Hi guys, Corpse here, and welcome to my Q&A video. Before we get things started, I'm going to link my Twitter in the description, and I'd like it if all you guys watching this could go follow that, please and thank you. And to get on with the Q&A, I'm going to start with Christian's questions. He's a good guy from iGamerDie.com, iPapaBear. First question, what is iGoD? And iGamerDie, or iGoD, is the community I'm in, and it is the best fucking community ever made. Full of great people, play a lot of good games, and they're basically like family to me. Number 2, where am I from? I'm originally from Belleville, Ontario, which is some shitty little town in southern Ontario, and I'm now living in Peterborough, Ontario. And this is all in Canada, if you don't know. Third question, do you like being a commentator? Yes, I do. I started up in January, and I just restarted late October, early November again, and like talking to the camera, like people watching my videos, like getting feedback from you guys, and I kind of find it very therapeutic just talking about stuff. Next question. How is school? School's going pretty good right now. I'm in police foundations, although I don't think I'm going to be a police officer anymore. After this, I'm probably going to go back home to Belleville, get a job working in security or something similar to that, go to school part-time, get a car, and think about what I'm going to do for the next year or two. And next question, do you miss hockey? Yes. Yes, I do. Should bring it back. Although I don't really miss it as much as most Canadians would. Like, there's some people like thinking we should split off from the National Hockey League and just have like one big Canadian Hockey League with a bunch of teams. I don't think it should go that far. Others are about to riot. Do you believe the world's going to end in December? No, I'm not crazy. Okay, favorite video game of all time? I actually have two. I'd have to go with Rome Total War or Medieval Total War with the expansions, or Battlefield Bad Company 2 or Battlefield 3. I've just got recently back playing Bad Company 2. Loved the multiplayer experience, but then going back to 3, like when I first started playing 3, I didn't care for it all that much, and now I've gotten used to it. I like the gunplay, like everything about it, and it is a really good game, and it just had to grow on me for a while. But I'm hoping Battlefield 4 is going to be a good mix of Bad Company 2 and Battlefield 3, and I will actually talk about that in a later video. Hard tacos or soft? Depends on the day. If a train leaves Canada at 5 p.m. starting at 40 miles per hour and arrives at Alaska at 8 p.m. EST, how fast is the train going? Gonna have to elaborate on that just a little bit more, because Canada's like the second biggest country, so gonna have to elaborate where that train is actually leaving in Canada, because it could be just like right on the Yukon border with Alaska. It could arrive in like 2 seconds flat, so elaborate just a little more on that. What's your favorite game to commentate over? I actually like commentating over Battlefield just from a lot of the funny stuff that can happen, but one game I did of Halo, I really did enjoy that, and I can't wait to commentate over Halo, even though I do suck at it, and getting games for this is going to be really difficult for me. Next question. Any crazy, weird, random stories? None at the top of my head, but I am gonna try and come up with a couple videos where I'm just talking about stories and over some gameplay of me camping, and I think I'm gonna call it like campfire stories, something like that. And what do you want to be when you get older? Actually don't know. I would like to get into politics when I'm like a senile old fuck. What I mean by that, like mid-40s, early 50s, somewhere around there. Well, I'm still somewhat connected to the youth. Not one of these 95-year-old politicians who doesn't know anything about kids, or anyone under 95 to be precise. Yeah. Okay, on to the next questions. Darius Elm asks, why are there so many ostriches? I believe, because brochure did say there is only going to be a few, but there was so many, so this kind of does believe me that not to ever trust brochures again in my life. Could take that. Or maybe the few ostriches, there was just a few ostriches when the brochure was first made, and this could be a couple years later. All those ostriches could have bred, had babies, and that's why there's so many ostriches, Darius, to answer your question. Bree Hayes asks, if you could have any pet in the world, what would you pick and why? Also, this pet could be would also be tame no matter what you pick. There's actually quite a few things. Sphinx cat for one. It's those hairless cats with the big ears. Those things look super cool, and everyone says they're ugly, but I think they're pretty cute. Siamese cat, maybe. Just to let you know, I'm a cat person. I do like some dogs, like my Rottweiler Hunter, but most dogs don't really care for. Like, my family's a big dog person. I'm like the one cat person in my family, so yeah. I did see a micro pig at that pet store when I was getting food for my hamster Phoebe. That would be a pretty cool pet to have. It's like a little pig that's the size of a pug. I don't think they get that much bigger due to them breeding just runts together, so they actually bred down to the just a small little pig. Pig was pretty cool. It was scaring the bunny in the cage next to it. It would run to the one side of its pen. Bunny would run over, then it would run back and scare the rabbit. It's pretty cool. I think that would be a cool pet to have. And David Starkey, Rated R God, asks, why are so many people drawn to copy and paste games like Call of Duty and sports games? Personally, I think they just have a lot of fun with them. And they will grow out of them at time. Like, a lot of people who started with COD 4 and World at War aren't even playing Call of Duty anymore, or they get it and throw it away almost immediately. Me, I've been with Call of Duty since Call of Duty 1 back on the PC in 2003. And that was a really fun game. I'm surprised I've stuck with the series this long, especially after the fucking shitty games like Modern Warfare 2 and 3. Like, those are some of the worst experiences that I've ever had in a multiplayer game. I'm surprised I even bought Black Ops. Well, not buy, I got it for free, so. Free reviewed it, and I'm not even going to play it anymore. I'm back to playing Halo 4 and Battlefield 3, and Aftermath's coming out next week, so. Another reason why they could like just playing it is because it's the cool thing to do. That's what everyone plays. Like, just because it's like Justin Bieber, Lady Gaga, Kesha, Rihanna, Katy Perry, Lil Wayne, all those really shitty musicians. They're really not that good. If you like them, fuck you. That's more or less what I have to say. It's just because a lot of people like them, a lot of more or less big businesses say to like them, so people more or less have a mob mentality when it comes to them, thinking it's better than anything else, even though it isn't. Like, a lot of people who play Battlefield 3 said they don't like it as much as COD, but yeah, like other games, bad example, because Battlefield, it takes a little bit getting used to. It's more tactical play, which I like, more strategy, more teamwork. Well, I don't even know where I'm going right now. More or less mob mentality with COD, to answer your question. Bernie asks, pants, viral or Fox? I actually had to look this up, and I'll go with like Fox skinny leather jeans to show off my sweet ass, to make everyone, like, make Darius jealous, so everyone's looking at my ass. Even though they do end up crushing my nuts in the ending, but probably never even gonna have kids, so it's not a big deal. Ted Taylor asks, what's the price of tea in China, and why does this affect me too? So, I actually don't know the price of tea in China. Probably is somewhat cheaper than here, because cost of living there is much cheaper than here. And people live off a couple bucks every month, I believe, or even less, so So probably you could go there, get tea for a couple cents, and live like a king of tea. David asks, why don't people appreciate great musicians like Dimebag Darrell until they're dead? This is actually a really hard question to ask. I'm actually going to have to think about this and answer this on some later time. Sorry about this, David. Mike Kajawa asks, given ultimate resources, how would you find a needle in a haystack? Number one, I'd either burn the haystack down and get the needle out, even though the needle would probably be all rusty after. Number two, take a needle of my own and say I found the needle in the haystack, because I'm kind of lazy and wouldn't even want to go to the trouble of burning it. And David Starkey asks, why is my penis too small? David, it's not too small, it's a good size. Just stop watching porn of like people who are like 10 to 12 inches and you'll feel better about yourself. Rehez asks, 3 favorite horror movies. I'd have to go with all the Friday the 13th movies except for Jason Takes Manhattan, the original Thing from 1980, and I really did like Paranormal Activity 2, even though a lot of people don't like that, and I know the one Friday the 13th movies are slasher, but I really do like them for their corniness, cheesiness, whatever. Dave Campbell asks, why is David so fascinated with his belly button? Well, as a kid, he didn't play with his belly button enough, so now he feels the need to play with it and talk about it quite a bit. I'll go with the Freudian-like theory there. And Mike Dunnigan asks, why do they rock so hard? And I have a question for you, Mike. Who is they? Because as soon as you ask who is they, I can tell you why do they rock so hard. And I'd like to thank everyone who sent me questions. Have a nice day, and don't forget to follow my Twitter. Link will be in the description. And have a nice day, guys.